When the Miami Dolphins selected Tua Tagovailoa in the 2020 NFL Draft, I think a lot of people, including myself, were almost a little questionable of the pick in terms of, not because of Tua, but how would his hip hold up in this first year in the NFL. With that 5th overall pick, I'm thinking, okay, they must know something we all don't know because I've got major questions. I mean, not about his talent, because certainly we're talking about a guy that passed for over 7,400 yards while at Alabama, won a couple of national championships. Guy that passed for 43 touchdown passes as a sophomore, won it on a Hail Mary as a true freshman. I mean, you can't make this up. Came back as junior, threw for 33 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. Okay, respectable in every sense of the word. Yet nobody, in my opinion, truly questioned his talent, but if really what availability he would have during the season. But I'm here to tell you right now, after what we saw with Tua in year 1, and the fact that there's speculation going around that he really didn't even know the playbook last year, which we'll get into in a second. Man, he is going to prove the doubters wrong in 2021. Super excited for it. In his first year, Tua came out and threw for 11 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. Okay, respectable when you consider the fact that, again, he didn't know the playbook, which was announced early in a press conference earlier this week, which I think points to a couple things. That couple things have to be said here. I need to start by starting this smaller point with one thing. I don't like excuses. I think they're a way out for a lot of people rather than just being honest with themselves and showing where they fell short. But I think you have to kind of look at the full picture when it comes to a guy like Tua. No preseason games. No rookie minicamp. No mandatory minicamps. None of that until we got to training camp last year. So I understand that looking at first glance at Tua and thinking that, he might not be a franchise quarterback, for a lot of people who have been doubting him, I can understand it looking after certain parts of his game last year. We talk about the game week 17 where he threw 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. But there's a lot of things that go into those type of matchups and things. Again, I don't like making excuses, but a guy that didn't know the playbook and had very little time to learn it, didn't really have it until training camp. It's a lot different from running things on a notepad or on an iPad rather than getting it out there on the field. So I think that has to be said. That has to be reiterated. And I think what a lot of this points to is the fact that, yes, he had some rough patches last year, but there were also some bright ones. A lot of bright ones, in fact. So that, coupled the lack of knowledge with the playbook, coupled with the fact that he didn't really, in my opinion, have enough time to learn it, or really the opportunity, and still had them going on a win streak about midway through the season. I think you have to love what you see in Tua, a guy that, in the games he played in, played and finished with a record of 7-3. I don't know how much more you can ask from the man. He got the pass for over 1,800 yards, completed over 64% of his passes, threw for 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Now, you pair him with Jalen Waddle, in which the only season they were actually truly together at Alabama, but let's keep this in mind, was Jalen Waddle's best season. 45 catches, 848 yards, and 7 touchdowns, with a lot of other weapons there with the Crimson Tide that they boasted. So his only season in which he played his best football, and the only season in which he actually played a full season, he comes out and plays like that. Blazing speed for days, big playability. Now you got this Dolphins team who, in my mind, killed the draft, by the way. I mean, you talk about Jalen Waddle in the first, Jalen Phillips coming out a little after that, the edge rusher out of Miami, who I think is going to come in and really help this defensive front and group, Then you go in the second round, you get Javon Holland, who I think was one of the best secondary players out of Oregon, by the way, best secondary players in the draft. Liam Eichenberg, just coming in and helping out that line. And then also you got Hunter Long, the tight end out of Boston College. I think that's 4 or 5 starters right there, potentially, that the Dolphins drafted. Nothing but major respect. Nothing but major respect. So as Tua gets his weapon in Jalen Waddle that he played with in college and annihilated teams, won a couple of national championships. We covered all that. A guy that admits to not knowing the playbook and still playing fairly well. A guy that didn't have the opportunities to go out there and have a crash course at it. He's going to prove every single doubter wrong in 2021. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. But once again, we appreciate all the support you guys. You guys are all awesome. We deeply appreciate all the support we've gotten. As we've mentioned before, we always leave and all of our social media handles down in the description below. Make sure you guys also be sure to listen on iTunes and subscribe there as well. Leave us an email, with any comments you may have. That is our email is thesportsbp@yahoo.com. Once again, remember to don't smash the like button. Just lightly tap it. We give you guys enough of the energy. You guys can just mellow, do your own thing. You can just lightly tap the like button. We greatly appreciate it. And once again, it helps people find the show. So greatly appreciate it. And just get excited for the Miami Dolphins next season and what Tua we're bringing to this table, because he's going to prove the doubters wrong.